Okay, we are going live. We are going live. Let's click the button. I just clicked the button going live. Day One Journey episode 722. Yes, 722. Day One Journey live here every single day, regardless of how I feel. But today I feel like it. And I want to share with you what are the most important things in my life. I think yesterday and the day before, and maybe even the day before that, I shared with you my mindset or how I look about the things that are most important to me in my life. How do I choose them? How do I decide what are the most important things in my life? And I think it's one of the most important questions and valuable questions that we can ask ourselves. What's really important to us? So first, when I think about this question, what are the most important things in my life? Well, it's not actually things. Yeah, not materialistic things, and overall I don't think these are things, but I would probably call them values. What do I value the most in my life? Well, it won't be a list of work, family, leisure time. I chose not to take this, you call it, I don't know, approach or attitude or angle. I choose to think about the values in my life as things that I'm moving towards them. These are states that I want to be in. And it's more about me rather than the environment. So that's why I'm not saying family. That's why I'm not saying success or career or either way. I'll show you the top three and maybe even I'll show you all the list. It's a lot. It's a process that I'm doing with myself for a long time, but I think for the past 2 years or so, these values didn't change. And as I'm walking through my life, through my journey, they get more and more, I can say, solid. They can still change, I think. I'm not fixating on these, but just experiencing what I'm experiencing, doing what I'm doing, having my life experience. I have them in my mind, in my soul, in my heart. I have them more clearly. So this is number one. Are you ready for number one? This number one, I put it on the screen. Poof. Completeness. Completeness is number one. It has a lot of meaning for me, and it has a lot to do with what I shared with you in the last episode. Imagining myself on my deathbed. I try to do it frequently. It helps me to get the perspective that I want in life. When I do things, I don't want to regret things. So usually sometimes completeness for me is doing something. I might not feel like it. It might not be comfortable. But if I won't do it, I might regret it. So I choose to do that because I value completeness. Completeness is something I'm moving towards. So it's not something that I got yesterday and today I didn't get it. It's something I'm moving towards. I want to be complete with what I'm doing. And also understand that completeness, what I can dive really deep here. Okay, but this is completeness. Just a snapshot. Number two. Number two is boom, commitment. And I'm not sure what you might be thinking about that, but it's not that I'm looking for random commitments in my life. It's not that someone asks me something, yeah, I commit, yeah, I commit, and then I put myself too many commitments, then I get overwhelmed. That the commitment I talk about is first a commitment to myself. Sometimes I see that as marrying myself. Yes, and I have two rings. One of them, this one, is for me, my marriage to myself. I want to be committed to me. And for me, it's all about action, doing. Yes. Sometimes I think about the idea of self-love. Yes, I love myself, but I love myself, not necessarily also love the feeling, but I'm emphasizing love the verb, doing things for myself, being committed to myself, taking care of myself. So this is commitment for me in a nutshell. It's all about action. It's about doing. This commitment for me. I want to be doing. So me moving towards completeness, what does it mean? I move towards completeness. For me, it means I'm actually doing things. I'm not sitting and thinking. I'm not sitting and planning and pondering and pontificating and whatever. I want to be doing something, executing. Even if I'm not sure, I'll do it. I get the feedback. I learn. I adjust, and I move on. So for me, this is commitment in a nutshell. Number three, cha-ching, power. And for me, power is not about controlling other people. For me, power is mostly about myself, mastering myself, having the level of energy that I want, so I can do the things that I want. But still, power is important to me for the sake of power. For me, it's the state that I know that I'm capable to do things. I have the power to do things on my own. This is power. Again, in a nutshell. And about my last commitment, my last priorities, values, the most important things in my life. I wasn't sure I'm going to share it, but I just put the list of them. And I'll share. And maybe in the next few episodes, I'll dive deeper into them or not. I'm not sure, but I'll share my screen here. So I keep the title. I lose that, and that. Yeah, and then I put the screen. Cha-ching, yes. Well, this is, you can see the numbers. Take your time. Notice this number 0. Self-awareness. For me, by the way, why I call them colors, maybe that in the next episode. But self-awareness, this is number 0 because it underlies everything else for me. My values, the things that I'm moving towards in my life, I choose them to define who I am. The things that are important to me. So number 0 is the most important, self-awareness. It's just having values, knowing myself enough that I know what's important to me, what's less important to me, what's more important to me, what's less important to me, yeah? And putting them in the list of order of priorities. Number 2, let's say number 5 is more important to me than number 6. Growth is more important to me than making a difference. My own growth. So this is the list. And as you can see, number 1 and 2 have deeper meanings for me. Completeness, it also involves gratitude and being proud. Committed is also involved in being deliberate, being purposeful, knowing my why, being connected to myself. This is also part of commitment. I'm not just committed to random things. I don't want to be committed to just random things. Yeah, just this or that. Like, there are specific things. I want to be committed to myself. I want to be deliberate in what I'm doing. And I want to remember why I'm doing it. So this all commitment encapsulates all of it. And then I have power, freedom, growth, making a difference, curiosity. Well, number 7 is lacking the title, I guess. Number 8, playful. Each one of these are huge for me. By the way, I'm looking at number 3 and 4, power and freedom. It took me a while to decide what is more important to me, power or freedom. And I guess I can't really explain to you how much thought and work and effort I put in creating this list. This is not a grocery list. This is my values, the things that I value the most in my life. It's not just I saw a list of values and I just cherry picked them and, okay, I have a list, so I have a list. I thought about it a lot. It changed through the years. I don't think it's going to change much, but who knows? And that's it. This is what I want to show you in this episode. What are the most important things in my life, and more specifically, the values, the priorities. And that's it. Maybe the next episode I'll share a little bit more about that or not. I don't know. I'll decide tomorrow. Either way, have an amazing day 1. See you tomorrow.